and welcome back to my channel. Today I will be sharing the top 10 things to do and see while visiting Croatia. In at number 10 is visiting the city of Zadar. While not as popular as Split or Dubrovnik, it is also less crowded and more affordable. Here you can marvel at the Church of St. Donatus, one of the most important examples of Byzantine architecture found in Dalmatia, and one of the city's top attractions. You can also visit the Zadar Cathedral, which originally began construction with the Byzantines in the 9th century, but was later rebuilt in the 12th and 13th century in Romanesque style. Enjoy a walking tour of the Roman Forum, which was constructed between the 1st century BC and the 3rd century AD. It is quite an impressive ruin, measuring 90 meters long and 45 meters wide. What you will see is the foundations of several public buildings, paving stones, and a Corinthian column. Explore the Zadar Archaeological Museum, which was founded in 1832 to display the city's rich history. On the ground level, you will find various displays of statues and remains from ancient structures. The first floor holds more displays as well as a model of the city of Zadar during the Roman era. The top floor, which to me was the most interesting, is where you will find the oldest pieces of history. Here you will find an extensive collection of Paleolithic, Neolithic, copper, bronze, and Iron Age items, including weapons, jewelry, pottery, and other artifacts. Lastly, and my favorite part of Zadar, the sea organ. Essentially, it is a giant musical instrument played by the movement of the waves. It was installed back in 2005 and consists of a series of underwater tubes located beneath the steps descending into the sea. Each tube creates a different tone, and together they play a harmonious, surreal sound. Now that is art. Visiting the island of Hvar is number 9 on the list. Hvar Old Town is a charming coastal town with a picturesque waterfront promenade, impressive churches, and a plethora of shops and restaurants. Just above the city, situated atop a hill, is the Spanish fortress, built in the 13th century and certainly one of Hvar's top attractions. It takes about 20 to 30 minutes to walk the steps to the top, where you will be blessed with stunning views over the rooftops of the city and out to the offshore archipelago. Croatia is known for its lavender, and the most famous lavender fields are located on the island of Hvar. If you happen to be visiting in the late spring, early summer, and have time, it is definitely worth making the trip to visit them. If you are obsessed with ancient Roman architecture, then you will enjoy number 8. Pula Arena is an ancient Roman amphitheater located in Pula, Croatia. It is the only amphitheater left in the world to have all 4 side towers entirely preserved and is among the world's 6 largest surviving Roman arenas. It also happens to be Croatia's best preserved ancient monument. It was constructed between 27 BC and 68 AD from limestone, which makes up a significant part of Croatia's landscape. At one time, it could hold as many as 23,000 spectators who would have come to view gladiatorial combat. The 4 towers once held cisterns filled with perfumed water that could be sprinkled onto spectators. Beneath the structure once consisted of a series of underground tunnels used for fighters and animals. Today, the arena is used as a venue for concerts, cinematic film, and 2 ice hockey games were even held here. Fancy exploring caves? In at number 7 is a spectacular geomorphological monument of nature known as Baredine Cave. It is the first Istrian speleological site modeled to meet tourist demands and was opened to the public in 1995. Here you can book a guided walking tour which lasts about 40 minutes. You will descend up to 60 meters and explore the cave's 5 chambers, where you will have the opportunity to ogle at the plethora of stalactites and stalagmites, as well as learn a little bit about the history of the cave. Prehistoric ceramics have been recovered here, meaning the cave was known and used during ancient times. Legend has it that during the 13th century, a nobleman named Gabriel fell in love with a beautiful shepherdess from Nova Vas named Milka. His mother was infuriated by this, and thus sent a gang of outlaws to kill Milka. Instead of killing her, they threw her into the cave. When Gabriel heard of this horrible fate, he mounted his horse and disappeared. The next day, his horse was found alone near the mouth of the cave. It is said that their petrified bodies slid further into the cave century by century. Today, speleologists believe a little minor digging could uncover the entrance to a neighboring cave system, and perhaps the 2 bodies have been reunited there to remain forever. as their final resting place. In at number 6 is Zlatni Rat Beach, otherwise known as the Golden Horn. Croatia's most photographed beach is located in Bol on the south coast of the island Brač. The beach is made up of fine pebbles and often changes shape slightly throughout the year. Zlatni Rat is widely regarded as one of Europe's top beaches, which is no surprise when you consider its unique shape, crystal clear waters, and breathtaking views. Here you can enjoy windsurfing, snorkeling, and many other water activities. Behind the beach, situated in the pine forest, are several restaurants where you can grab a quick bite to eat. The island of Brač is accessible by ferry and catamaran from Split. We opted for the ferry. Below I have linked some incredible drone footage we took from the beach, which I recommend you check out as it is only 3 minutes long. Explore number 5's secret military tunnels carved into the remote Croatian island Vis by the Yugoslav army. Vis is the furthest inhabited Croatian island from the coast and was totally isolated from the outside world from the 1940s until 1991, when Croatia became an independent country. It was used as a military base with 20 kilometers of underground tunnel systems, caves, and mines. Over the centuries, Vis has been ruled by the Greeks, Romans, Venetians, Austrians, and Italians until it was finally given to the newly created Kingdom of Yugoslavia in the 1920s. During World War II, it became the hideout location for the leader of the Yugoslav resistance movement, Josip Broz Tito, who went on to become leader of Yugoslavia from 1953 to 1980. He realized the strategic importance of these tunnels and cave systems and effectively turned the island into a closed military zone. For decades, the Yugoslav Navy excavated a maze of tunnels and cave systems beneath the island of Vis, using them as bunkers and submarine hideouts. Today there are guided tours that will take you into the tunnels and bunkers on Vis. If you are a history buff, you will enjoy exploring Diocletian's palace, which comes in at number 4 on our list. I highly recommend taking a guided walking tour. We had a phenomenal tour guide, and I will link him down below in the description box in case you are interested. The tour lasted approximately 2 hours, and I can assure you, you will be an expert by the time you leave. Here you will take a step back in time and really get an idea and feel for how the palace would have looked in the 4th century AD. I won't dive too deep into this one, as I did an entire video dedicated to the history of Roman Emperor Diocletian and his palace, which I recommend you check out after this video. I will leave it linked down below in the description box if you are interested. In at number 3 is the city of Dubrovnik, particularly Old Town. Dubrovnik is full of rich history and often featured in cinematic films and television series such as the infamous Game of Thrones. However, it is probably known for its walls, which is why it is often referred to as the Pearl of the Adriatic. Old Town is completely surrounded by defensive walls and forts, including the Old Port. The wall runs uninterrupted for 6,365 feet, with a maximum height of 83 feet. As you can imagine, the walls were built as a defense mechanism against foreign attacks. During 1667, a devastating earthquake destroyed almost the entire city, and although weakened, thankfully the walls remained. I highly recommend doing the Walls of Dubrovnik walking tour. It takes roughly 2 hours to walk the entire thing, and you can do it at your own pace as there is no tour guide. I have an entire video dedicated to the Walls of Dubrovnik, which I will link down below if you are interested. Apart from the walls, it is also worth checking out the Cathedral of Dubrovnik. Inside, you can pay a little extra to view what is believed to be an original piece of the cross Jesus was crucified on. It is a pretty surreal experience to be in the presence of an ancient artifact that changed the course of history forever. If you really want to get your money's worth and see as much as you can in a single day, then the 5 Islands tour is for you, and also happens to be number 2 on our list. We opted for the Blue Cave Tour, which I will leave linked down below in the description box. The Blue Cave Tour begins at 7:15 a.m. at the Split Harbor, where you will spend 10 hours visiting 5 different islands. The first stop is the Blue Cave, followed by a visit to Steneva Cove, the Blue Lagoon, Carpe Diem Beach, and lastly, Hvar. You will spend an hour and a half at the Blue Lagoon with the option to snorkel if you wish. Likewise, you will spend a little over an hour at Carpe Diem Beach and Hvar. I have an entire video dedicated to the 5 Islands tour, which I recommend you check out and will leave linked down below in the description box. The number 1 place I recommend you visit in Croatia is Plitvice Lakes National Park. There is nothing else like it, with its serene, teal, crystal clear waters, dramatic waterfalls, and lush vegetation. There are 2 entrances to the park, and you will need 2 full days to explore the entire thing. We only had 1 day, so we opted for entrance 2, where we were immediately greeted by a massive waterfall. There are 90 waterfalls in total, ranging in size. You get to meander the boardwalk at your own pace, allowing plenty of time for photo ops. With 360 degrees of picturesque views, there is no shortage of amazing photo opportunities. If you have time, you can also hike around the waterfalls or rent a rowboat and head out onto the lake. I have an entire video dedicated to Plitvice Lakes, which I will leave linked down below in the description box if you are interested in checking it out. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up on your way out.